The quiet truth behind the old man and the missing Mustang. Picture this. Small town outside of Dallas. A place where everybody knows your business before you even do. Old man Miller, a guy who's spent 70 years minding his own and fixing what's broken, is sitting in a courtroom. The DA is pacing, sweating through his expensive suit, shouting about grand theft auto. C. Miller's neighbor reported him for stealing a vintage 1969 Mustang from an abandoned garage across the county line. The prosecution had photos. They had witnesses seeing Miller tow that rusted-out shell onto his property in the dead of night. They called him a scavenger. A thief. Miller just sat there, leaning on his cane, eyes fixed on the back of the room. When it's finally his turn, his lawyer, a young kid barely out of law school, asks just one question. "Mr. Miller, why'd you take the car?" Miller clears his throat, the sound like gravel in a blender. "I didn't take it," he says. "I retrieved it." He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a piece of yellowed, crumbling paper. It's a handwritten bill of sale, dated 40 years ago. The owner sold it to me before he passed, but I didn't have the heart to move it while his widow was still in the house. She moved to Florida last month, so I went and got my car. The DA freezes. The room goes silent. "But why didn't you tell the police?" the lawyer asks. Miller shrugs, a slow, deliberate movement. "They came onto my porch, guns drawn, calling me a criminal in front of my grandkids. They didn't want the truth, they wanted a collar." Pause. "So I figured I'd let them spend the taxpayers' money, just so the whole town could hear me read this receipt, and know that a Miller never takes what isn't his." Case dismissed. 10 minutes later. Miller was back in his garage, turning a wrench and smiling.